Welcome to this live stream on Thursday the 19th of February 2026, and it's coming up to 25 to 12, so almost lunchtime. So just a couple of updates. Now, I did mention in a video last night that the Rodbaston series is now complete. Well, it is. So all the episodes are on, the 2 live streams are on, and I've also uploaded all the clips. So there's just over 100 videos on that playlist. So Rodbaston Animal Zone series from this Tuesday is now finished. And I also did footage around here as well, locally. So they're on the channel as well. So basically, in a nutshell, there's going to be now no series on the channel until the Wednesday the 4th of March, which will be the CHURNET Valley Railway series. That is the next series that will come up on the channel on Wednesday the 4th of March 2026. So basically it's just under 2 weeks to go. Because I know the trains are running on weekends at the CHURNET Valley, and they have been over this month. I was kind of expecting them to be running all this week actually, with it being half term, but that's not been the case. So they are starting up their Wednesday train service from the 4th of March right the way through till the end of September. So basically 6 months, completely 6 months. And then they'll be running on other days as well, like on weekends, on Fridays, the occasional Monday, because of Easter as well, and also the May bank holiday, which there's 2 of them at the beginning and the end of May. They'll be running the trains on those 2 Mondays as well. But yes, from Wednesday the 4th of March 2026, the CHURNET Valley Railway will be operating its Wednesday train service, which is good, because it means that I get to go in the week, because I can't go on weekends unless I'm off, because of being at work. So I will be going up there on the 4th of March for its first Wednesday train service of 2026. So stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button at CarlSmith25. That will be the first series of March coming up. Of course, there will be other series coming up as well. Like I've said, there will be the travel blog at the end of March to Mallorca. So that's a slightly extended holiday compared to the one I had last month. I'm going for slightly longer than a week. Plus I'll be staying the night at the hotel at East Midlands again, the Leonardo. So there'll be footage done there as well. Because I would like to get the case checked in the night before on the Sunday, using the Jet2 Twilight check-in. So I intend to go to work a bit earlier on that evening, well that afternoon. And then I can be gone from work and over to East Midlands Airport before 9:30, basically. I want to get there before 9 o'clock really, because that's when the Twilight check-in ends. But you can use that at most airports where Jet2 fly from. It isn't just East Midlands. They usually allow you to do it between 4 o'clock and 9 each night. And the same with TUI, they also offer the same thing, a bag drop the night before. That also applies if you are going on a cruise as well. You can still use it. Hello to everybody watching at CarlSmith25 to subscribe. So I was just saying before you lot came on, that I have finished the Rodbaston Animal Zone series. They're all on the channel, plus the 2 live streams as well. Hello to all of you coming on the chat. How are you? Yo, I like that. Hello to you, Philippa Fisher. So the next series coming up, March the 4th, will be the CHURNET Valley Railway series. And CHURNET Valley is located in Staffordshire between Stoke-on-Trent, Leek and Ashbourne. If you are not familiar with that, there's Hetty's Tea Room nearby as well, Froggle Wharf. And literally 4 miles from the CHURNET Valley, you can get to Peak Wildlife Park. So that kind of gives you a rough idea of where that is. It is well worth doing it. It's a 10.5-mile journey up to Ipson's Loop on the train and back again. So you've basically got 21 miles of railway journey. It's a fantastic line to go up. You've got a couple of stops on the way, Cheddleton and Consell, where you can get off and go and visit the various pubs and have walks. It's just a nice area to go. So thank you very much. I will include the link in the description of this video of the website of the CHURNET Valley Railway as well, so you can even see the timetable, how often they run the trains. But I can tell you that anyway. There's 2 trains that they run, 10:30 and 1:30. If you book online, it's about £20 for adults and a little bit less for kids. On the day, it's £22 for adults. But it's always a good idea to have a ticket just in case it is busy, and it does get very busy, believe me, especially when they have certain events on. I know they've got a Mad Hatter and Alice in Wonderland event coming up in April as well for the Easter holidays, so that will get very popular. The Polar Bear Express, which they usually run over Christmas between November and December, that gets very popular as well. So if you want to go on the trains in the evenings or whatever for these events, you have to pre-book them. I would recommend that because it can get very popular. I'm not saying you can't turn up and pay on the day, but you may get there and find there's no more spaces and then you're left disappointed, especially if you've travelled quite a good way to go. So just make sure that you bear that in mind. There's ample free parking as well. It is well worth going to, believe me. Regardless of rain or shine, they run the trains, and it's an advantage on a wet day because you're inside anyway because you're on a train. But it's always best to go on a nice day because at least you've got the nice views. And around this time of year, particularly March time, hopefully the blossom will be out. I haven't seen any yet. The snowdrops out. I've seen a few of those, but they haven't got any blossom out. So it'd be nice to go up the line when that's out. And hopefully there might be some when I go on March the 4th. But if not, it doesn't matter. It's still a nice journey. You've basically followed the River CHURNET all the way up. It's fantastic. You feel like you're in another part of the world. And they call it Little Switzerland, Britain, Switzerland. So that might give you an idea because you go over old bridges and everything. So please make sure you are subscribed to the channel at Carl Smith 25 for that series, which is coming up on March the 4th. Literally just under 2 weeks away. So I'll be getting up there for around 10 o'clock. And then the train should hopefully arrive at the station if it's not already there when I get there. And I can video it arriving, do a live stream as well so you can see the locomotive. They use a US locomotive and it's from Ohio. I think it's either a 460 or a 406 train. I'm not sure what the number is on the side of it. But it's a very interesting locomotive. It is massive and it is such an impressive train to look at. And loads of people stand on the platform videoing it coming in and going out. And also switching over to the carriages as well. So I will be live streaming that so you can see it. And I will also do normal footage and include them on the episodes. So again, hit that subscribe button. It's free, won't cost you a penny. It's not like a Netflix subscription. You can literally just click subscribe and you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. So that is coming up on March the 4th, 2026. So get it in your diaries. So there'll be 2 trains going on that day, 10:30 and 1:30. That's the times in UK time, by the way. So if you don't get onto the live stream, don't worry, because they'll be uploaded later on in the day, and as well as the episodes as well. So there'll be plenty of videos for you to watch, don't you worry about that. And I will try and include some photographs with the videos as well. And I've also done a new intro for the CHURNET Valley as well, so I'll be using that intro to start all the episodes in portrait or landscape. I'll use exactly the same intro. So I've done one of those. I've designed my own intro. That's already on the channel, so you can take a look at that. A preview of it is on the channel, so I'll be uploading that as well. After the CHURNET Valley Railway series, then of course, as I said, I'll be heading over to Mallorca and going to Camp Pickerfoot and visiting Alcudia and the Alcudia Old Town, which includes the market that's up there as well on a Tuesday and a Sunday. So apparently I can get the bus 324 from Camp Pickerfoot straight up to Alcudia and Alcudia Old Town, and I'll be exploring that. There's also a church that I'm going to go in as well, because somebody else did a video on it a few years ago, and he says it's a euro to go in, but it's a really impressive church, and there's a museum in there as well that you can look at. So that's in the old town of Alcudia, plus there's the city walls that you can walk round. There's a few cafe bars along there. Basically remind me of Dubrovnik, because I love going to old towns like that. And there's lots of side streets from cafes and things. So I'll be going down there as well. But there is a very popular market on a Tuesday and a Sunday at Alcudia Old Town, which is in the north of Mallorca. So I'm going with Jet 2 from East Midlands. So I'll be staying overnight at the Leonardo, which is where I stayed back last month when I went to Tenerife. So I'll be getting over there. But as I said, I'm going to try and get the bag drop done the night before. Another subject while I'm on here as well. I noticed quite a few people putting on social media about problems at Tenerife Airport regarding the entry-exit system, because of course they are rolling that out still to countries in the EU and the Schengen area, which means that it's going to replace your passport stamping. So please bear that in mind if you are travelling between now, particularly with it being half-term week this week, but also between now and Easter particularly, because when the kids go back to school in April, that's the official date when it'll be fully rolled out, which is April the 10th. So it's to basically replace passport stamps. So you'll have a fingerprint done, a photograph taken, you'll answer a few questions on an electronic screen, and then that should hopefully get you through without you having to go to a border guard to have your passport stamped. And the same process for going back out of the country when you go home. But it's generally the first time you do it, it might take a bit longer, but once you've travelled again, it should hopefully be easier. It doesn't cost anything to do this, it's free. Other people have been asking about the ETIAS as well, which is the visa. They are not rolling that out till next year, 2027. So you don't have to worry about filling any forms in online or registering yourself before you travel. All you've got to do at the airports, if they've got the entry-exit system machines, is just basically stand in front of it, put your passport onto it, reads it, and it should hopefully ask you some questions such as, have you got enough money for your return journey? Have you got enough money for your stay? Where are you staying, etc.? How long you're staying there, what you're travelling there for, whether it's business or leisure, or a holiday or tourist, whatever it'll ask you. And then you basically put your fingers on in 4 like that. You're supposed to do it. It's supposed to take fingerprint, take a photograph of you, and then you should just go to a guard for them to check it rather than them stamp it, and then you should be through. If not, if some of the machines don't work, there are people about, usually at airports. Tenerife, lots of people have said there weren't many staff about and they weren't very helpful. Again, you've just got to be patient. But if you do have trouble, go to the border guard and they'll just have to stamp your passport. And the same on the return journey as well. But they are wanting to phase that out, which is why they brought this in. So I'm going to include the links to this in the video as well, about the entry-exit system, about the ETIAS. But again, you don't have to worry about that because that's not being rolled out till next year. So you won't have to fill any forms in before travel. You just go to the airport in the UK as normal, and then get on your flight, get over to the country you're going to, whether it's Croatia, Italy, Spain, Mallorca, Germany, Poland, wherever it is in the Schengen area, including the Balearic and the Canary Islands as well, and Madeira, those kind of places. And then you just go to one of those machines. If they're not working, then they'll send you to a border guard anyway. But if they do work, just be patient and just fill in the questions, answer them as honestly as you can. Any difficulties, call a member of staff if you're not sure, or go to a border guard. But generally, you should be through within 15, 20 minutes or half an hour. But then again, if you go in school holidays like Easter, you are going to find facing 2, 3 or more hours delays. Other people have also said about transfers going without them. Well, that shouldn't really happen because if you can find a Jet2 rep or a TUI rep in the airport itself, you could just say, I'm having difficulty at the moment. Can you just make sure that the transfer doesn't go without me? Because otherwise, you're going to have to book an Uber, a taxi, whatever, which will cost more. But if you've gone as a package deal, like with TUI and Jet2, or EasyJet, where there's a transfer included, then the transfer should wait till they've got all the passengers that are requiring that transfer. But you can always speak to a member of staff at the airport about it if you are unsure. So I thought I'd get that bit of information in as well. Also, make sure your passports have got at least 6 months on their validity as well. 3 months tops for a lot of countries, but a lot of countries require 6. So make sure you've got plenty of validity on your passport as well. And remember, the extra 9 months that may be on there do not apply. So go by the date that you had the passport or when it was issued. Don't go on the expiry date, because if there's any extra 9 months on there, it won't count. And I've done a video on this, so please check back on it through my travel information section. And if you want to have your passports done as well, like to get a new photograph, I would highly recommend using Max Spielman. They've got an apply and go service. I've mentioned this on a video before as well. They've got an apply and go service where you can go in and they'll do your passport photos for you and they'll guide you through the application, and they will even send off your old passport for you rather than you going to the post office doing check and send, which costs extra money, because if it's wrong, you've got to do it all over again. Whereas at the Max Spielman, it's like 110 quid, I think, but that's for your photographs and the application as well, and they will send it off, and within 5 or 6 days, you'll have your new passport through. Your old one will come through on a separate letter a couple of weeks later. But generally, Max Spielman are very good. They will help you, and they make sure that the photograph that you've done is the correct one. And if it isn't, they'll just take another one for you, and then they'll upload it digitally for you while you're waiting, and then your passport will be sent off, your old one. You just take a bit of ID with you if it's your first one, driving license, birth certificate, whatever, just so they've got proof that it's you. You won't have to bother with signing the back of the photograph to say, yes, I agree this person's this, with the date like you used to do before. You don't have to do any of that anymore. You just go into Max Spielman and use their apply and go service. So hopefully that's helped as well. So I'm going to put all the links in the description of this video. So as I say, CHURNET Valley Railway is coming up very soon. And then it will be Mallorca at the end of March. I'll be able to check in for the flights very, very soon as well, in the next few days, in fact. So that's how close that is. There are a few more excursions added to the holiday list, but unfortunately the Zoo Safari isn't on there. So hit that subscribe button at Colesmith25, and I will see you guys in the next video.